So in this little demo, I want to show you how to enroll two core routers, deploy a system service to them, and connect them with the backbone link. Therefore, we will use our network orchestration stack, which is composed out of our energy sciences equipment database, the workflow orchestrator, which is a customized open source tool, and Cisco NSO. So first things first, let's go into our equipment database. So in here, we have the equipment tab, and as you can see, there's already a lot of devices pre-populated. And what we want to do is we want to connect the core router in location 1 with the core router in location 2. So let's enroll them first. Therefore, we go into our workflow orchestrator and start a new process. We select enroll core router and click next. Now we select a node, so we are getting a pre-selection of devices of core routers from ESDB. So we select the first one and say submit. Now with the workflow orchestrator is going through a predefined list of steps. So it's basically fetching the database information from ESDB. It is creating the orchestrator subscription model and generating some basic NSO payload, which it's pushing down via REST. So the device name, the device role, the orchestrator ID, and things like that. Okay, so this was successful. Let's do the same thing for the second core router in location 2. So we repeat the step, we say enroll core router, next. So now we get the list again, but the router in location 1 is off the menu since we already enrolled that one. So submit, and it's going through the same workflow and enrolling the second router. Okay. Here we can see both enrollments were successfully created. We can cross-check that and go back into our equipment database, and when we reload the page, we can see that the orchestrator added an orchestration ID to the first and the second router. Okay, so the next step would be to add a system service, because we'll need that to create the backbone link. So let's select the first router here, the subscription of the first one, and then go to the action panel. So here we can see we can do a few things. We can terminate the subscription, we can modify it, and we can add a system service in order to prepare it for a backbone link, what we want to do. So I will confirm that. So now it's going through the system service deployment workflow, which is asking for a confirmation for the dry run. So now it's kind of like pushing all this information, like the service creation down to NSO, and giving us the dry run results here. This is a pretty long one, so we won't go over that. We'll just confirm it. Say submit. Okay, so it's done in sync. So we are going back, and as we can see, we have successfully provisioned a system service to the first one. So we can also cross-check that. Let's go into the so let's go into the service manager here, and let's check for system service. So these are all our models, service models, and we want to check for system service. And as you can see, we've created successfully a system service for the first router. We can also do the same by checking the CLI. So let's go into the container. And go into so. System, and you can see there is the system service we've created. Okay, let's do the same thing for the second router. So we select the subscription for the second router, go on the action panel, select system service. It is going through the workflow again. We have to confirm the dry run results. And that was it. Subscription in sync. Back. So successfully provisioned the second service. We can cross-check. Let's update this page. Okay, we got the system service for the second one. We can do another check here. So there's our second system service. Okay, now since we have the system services, we can add a backbone link. So what we want to do here is, let's take a look at the equipment and look at the interfaces. So as you can see, this interface, which is currently in planning, is connected with the router in location 2. So we want to deploy the backbone link, provision it to this particular interconnection. So let's do that. So we go in here, say no process, and this time we select ECMP group, which is kind of like the backbone link. So we say start. Now it's asking for the circuit, so it's presenting us already with a pre-selection of connections of circuits associated with our router. So we select that one. That's the one we want to provision, and we submit that. Same thing. It's going to a predefined list of of steps. And here you can see the device configuration it's generating, as well as the service generation. So it's creating the backbone link and the required port services. So let's confirm that. Submit. Okay, so that was it. It's in sync. Let's go back here. So we have successfully created the backbone link. Can check that here. Let's take a look at the backbone link services, and there's our subscription. Same here. Let's take a look. And there it is. And if we go back into our equipment database and reload this page, oops, okay, let's go back into interface. You can see there's our Orchestrator subscription ID, and the circuit is now deployed. Let's change the status into deployment. Okay, that was it. Thanks for listening.